Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video I'm going to be showing you how I edited this picture of a deer, and I basically turned it into, I created like a glow effect on the horn. I turned the picture into like a nighttime picture, then created a glow effect on it, and then I drew highlights on the face of the deer, because of course if the horn of the deer has glows, then the face has to have highlights from that glow. So it's a pretty cool picture, and I'm just going to show you how I did it. It's actually very simple, and without talking too much, let's get right into it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to drag and drop the image of the deer into Photoshop, right? So I'm going to drop the link so you can download the image of the deer. Alright, so this is the image of the deer. Alright, and the next thing I'm going to do is I've actually removed the background of the image of the deer using a website called Photoroom. Photoroom. So I also encourage you to go ahead and use that website as well. Alright, so this is what it looks like. Alright, so this is what the original image looks like, and then this is what, after removing the background, this is what it looks like. Alright, so I'm just going to drag and drop it in Photoshop, and then I'll hold Alt, I'll click and drag to expand it, and I'll press OK. So if I hide the top layer, you won't even notice any difference because it's perfectly cut out, right? Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is to make a selection of just the horn. Like I want just the horn to be selected, so I'm going to hold Ctrl and I'll select on the thumbnail for the one that I cut out using Photoroom, right? You can see that this selection has been created. Now once that selection is created, I'll go ahead and now cut out the deer part. I'll leave only the horn, right? So to achieve this, I'm going to select my lasso tool, right, and I'll make sure that if you come to the top here, that it is positioned at the third one. So the third one is to subtract from selection, right? So whatever I'm selecting now is going to be subtracted from the main selection, right? And you can also see that there's a minus beside the lasso tool. Alright, so that means it's going to subtract from selection. Alright, so I'll come here to the ear. I don't want this ear because I want just the horn. So I'm just going to draw. I'll left click and I'll draw around it. And you can see that the ear has been cut out. So I'll come here as well. And I'll just draw like this. And that has been cut out. I'll come here as well and I'll just draw like this. That has been cut out, and then I'll come here as well. Like I said, the aim is to separate the horn from the other part of the body. So as you can see now, the horn is separated, so I'm just going to draw a big circle like this to separate the other side of the body. Okay, so if you look at what we have, you see that the only thing that is selected now is our horn. The only thing that is selected is the horn. So what I'll do is I'll press Ctrl J to duplicate it. Okay, I have to first select the layer and then press Ctrl J. Right, so if I hide this too, you can see that the horn, just the horn, is here. Okay, so now that I have just the horn, I'm actually going to change the blending mode to linear dodge add. Excuse me. Alright, so just by doing that, you can see a little bit of glow. We're not going to stop there. I'll duplicate it again, and this time around I'll convert it to a smart object. Right, once it has been converted to a smart object, I'll go to filter, I'll go to blur, I'll go to Gaussian blur, and I'll select 5 as my radius. I'll click on OK. I'll duplicate it and I'll edit the Gaussian blur. I'll change it to 50. I'll click OK. I'll duplicate it. I'll change the Gaussian blur to 100. I'll click OK. I'll duplicate it. I'll change the Gaussian blur to 250. I'll click OK. Alright, so we have 4, right? Plus the original one, that is 5. So I'm just going to group all of them and I'll call it the horn or horn glue. Alright, so you can see what we have. If I hide it, you can see we've achieved that glue effect. But now to even add more, to even make it better, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it to turn to night. To do that, I'm going to add a color lookup adjustment layer. So come down here and select the color lookup and then change it to moonlight. Right, it's a moonlight round. But if you look at the bottom, you can see that this is not really looking nice. Alright, so we want to blend in the color lookup more into the deer. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're actually going to select the color lookup adjustment layer, select our brush tool, and not the color lookup adjustment layer. We'll select the deer image that we cut out, right? And then we'll create a mask. With that mask selected, select your brush tool. Make sure that your hardness is at 0 and make sure that your foreground color is black. And with that, we are going to paint like this. So I'm going to reduce my opacity to something like 20 something. Okay, let's leave it at 23. Alright, so it's my opacity at 23. I'm just going to brush here. Alright, to just make it blend in more instead of the way it was. Alright, so I believe we achieved that. If I hold shift and click on this mask, you see before and after. So I believe it's better this way. Alright, so once we have that, the next thing I'm going to do is come on top of this horn, right, and then create a hue saturation adjustment layer and clip it to the horn glue, right? Then click on colorize and then increase the saturation to like, let's say 90 or 91, and then you can now play around with this hue layer. You can make the glue red, purple, blue, whatever you want. I'm going to make it somewhat yellowish. Alright, I'm going to leave it like this. So if you want yours to be like mine, you can leave it at 37 and you can leave the saturation at 91. You can just leave the lightness in the middle at 0. Alright, so that same hue adjustment layer, you're going to duplicate it. To duplicate it, hold your Alt, left click and drag it down. Drag it down here. Alright, am I right or am I wrong? Okay, yeah, drag it on top of the cutout image and of course clip it to that image, right? Then hide it. Now before we utilize that one, we're going to create a curves adjustment layer. Sorry about that. We'll create a curves adjustment layer and you can see that it's already clipped to it. And what we're going to do is we're going to drag down this curve. Once it is dragged down, we'll select our brush tool while the mask is selected and we'll come here and we'll kind of brighten just the face. Why? Because of the glue, it will just be the face that that will be brightened. So if I hide it, you can see the before and after, right? Then we'll unhide the hue saturation adjustment layer. I hope I've not confused you guys, but once you unhide it, you press Ctrl I to invert the mask. You select the mask, press Ctrl I, Then you make sure that your foreground color is white, and now you come in and you start painting the areas that you feel are supposed to be, that are supposed to be yellow because of the glow effect. The areas you feel are supposed to be yellow, start painting it. So you can reduce your opacity, and you can also erase. If you feel you've done too much, you can change your foreground color to black and erase a bit. All in all, I think this is a pretty okay job, right? And that is pretty much it. So you can now come to the top and you can press Ctrl Shift Alt E. So just basically create a snapshot of all the layers, convert it to a smart object by right clicking and choosing that, and then go to filter. You can go to camera raw filter. So once you're in camera raw filter, you can now just play around, right? I think I'll just leave this. I'll leave light for now. I'll go to effects, increase the texture, increase grain, I reduce the vignette a little bit, right? I think I increase the sharpening. Alright, so now I'll leave it at that. And as simple as that, we have edited this photo, right? So that's how I achieved it. So to see the before and after, this is the before and this is the after, right? Before, after. So to see the before and after, just hold your alt, click on the I button of the background layer. Alright, so I hope you guys learned something new. Like, this is pretty fun. I know it's fun, and I know you learned something new. So tell me in the comment section that you learned something new, and of course subscribe to this channel because I'll be dropping more amazing videos. And of course, like this video, share it as well to a friend that you think will benefit, and I'll catch you in the next video.